Hey my Liptons, so I wanted to do this quick, well, it's not going to be a quick video because I think there's going to be a little bit of a rant, but, so today I was watching, I think Just Alex, shout out to Just Alex's channel on YouTube. He does a lot of wrestling commentary and everything, and I'm subscribed to him. I thoroughly enjoy his content and everything, and apparently, because, I haven't been really in the wrestling community and wrestling community news lately, but I did see, like, when you get a notification that he's dropped a video, and apparently it said that Road Dogg had some comments about Bret Hart, and apparently Road Dogg feels like Bret Hart was he and this is his opinion. He says that he didn't really see the hype with Bret Hart, he doesn't necessarily think that he was like that great of a wrestler, nor did he really think that he was that great of a sports entertainer. Road Dogg felt like he was more so of a better sports entertainer compared to Bret Hart, and that's where he felt like that's where the money is at, and that's where the casual fans are at. Now, a lot of people had issues with Road Dogg had to say. A lot of people were pressed. A lot of people were bothered about what he said. And let me just say this, and this obviously, it seems like lately I've been having unpopular opinions on YouTube, so might as well go with this. And a lot of y'all might not like me for what I have to say right now. First of all, before I really even get to it, so Road Dogg can't have an opinion anymore? Y'all mean to tell me that Road Dogg can't have an opinion? And I'm not saying yeah, he can have an opinion, but we don't have the right to say something or agree or disagree with his opinion, which I'm fine with. At the end of the day, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with us having discourse and having a discussion, but I just feel like a lot of the stuff that I'm seeing online, especially on Twitter, Road Dogg was apparently I think Road Dogg is back on them drugs again. He's out here thinking that Bret Hart didn't change or revolutionize the wrestling business and this and that. And it's like, if you got to go low blow and low down like that, it's like, okay, you're corny. Okay, yeah, the drug joke, yay, you're corny. And listen, it's not even like Road Dogg is one of my favorite wrestlers. Listen, even Road Dogg himself, because I went to go see the original episode podcast where he said that he didn't think that Bret Hart was a wrestler, and he also responded to the backlash that he got, and he clearly said, listen, I don't think I'm a great wrestler either. I just thought that being a sports entertainer was where it was the steak and that was where you had the full course meal, is being a sports entertainer, because that's what brought in the casual fans. And for me, it's like, are we gonna sit here and act as if and like I said, Road Dogg is not my favorite. He's not even my top. I wouldn't even say Road Dogg is my top 20. Road Dogg to me, obviously, and I feel like Road Dogg knows his place as far as WWE history. He's listen, at the end of the day, I was a part of this legendary group. I was in DX. I was the mouthpiece for the New Age Outlaws. Listen, Road Dogg could talk, he knows how to talk on the stick. I'll give him all the credit in the world. Was he the main? Because listen, at the end of the day, my favorite wrestler is Stone Cold Steve Austin. I think Stone Cold Steve Austin blows everybody out the park. Period. But I'll give Road Dogg his flowers for what it is. Now, for his comments on Bret Hart, at the end of the day, y'all, it's his opinion. It's his opinion. Y'all don't have to be depressed over his opinion. Not everybody's gonna like y'all face. How I've listen, if someone were to come out right now and say that, Stone Cold Steve Austin, well, yes, he did revolutionize the business, and because let's be very clear, Road Dogg did give Bret some of his props. He gave Bret his props. But let's say, for instance, had somebody came out and said, oh, Stone Cold Steve Austin, while yes, he did revolutionize the business and everything, I don't think that he really had longevity in the business and da-da-da-da-da. Even recently, I was watching 83 Weeks with Eric Bischoff and Conrad Thompson, and I think it was an old episode though. It was maybe a few months old or something. It got to I think they were talking about Steve Austin, And and I think they were talking about why Steve Austin is so well liked and so well loved within like the wrestling community and with fans and everything. And why isn't Hulk Hogan like the same way? And I remember like Eric Bischoff, and I'm paraphrasing, Eric Bischoff saying that, you know, probably because like Hulk Hogan was very political back in his day and everything like that, and probably Steve Austin wasn't as political, but that's probably why too. And Conrad made a comment saying that, you know, while, don't get me wrong, like Uncle Steve Austin definitely revolutionized the business, but like, are we really gonna sit here and act as if like Hulk Hogan didn't carry, literally, not only like WWE, like he carried WWE, he carried WCW on his back, and really like he took the business to a level where we have not seen anything like that today. Now, me as a Stone Cold Steve Austin fan, I said stan. Well, yeah, I am a stan, low key. I didn't have no issue with what Conrad had to say. At the end of the day, that's his opinion. If he feels like Stone Cold Steve Austin didn't have the longevity because he, you know, he came in, what was it, in WWE, like around what, 94, 95? 94, 95, 96, around there. I think 95, if I'm not mistaken. I have to look back and see. And, you know, he retired in 2003, and ever since then, he's been like an appearing guest and things like that. So, obviously, he hasn't had, and it was due to Steve Austin being hurt. But, you know, he didn't have the longevity as like a Hulk Hogan. I was impressed about that. I was like, okay, well, I respectfully disagree, and I move on. So, I just feel like, it's like, as far as when it comes to Bret Hart and Road Dogg having an opinion on Bret Hart, it's his opinion at the end of the day, y'all. If that's how he feels, that's how he feels. Let's be very clear. Everybody's not going to like our faves. And I just feel like that's where we really need to accept. And I feel like, especially now, we're a little bit too sensitive, I feel like. And don't get me wrong, there are things where I'm very sensitive in certain topics and where I'm very passionate. Like, I get it, but I do feel like it's something that I'm working on personally. So it's just like, I just feel like a lot of things we need to fall back on, because it's like, at the end of the day, it's his opinion. Also, let's be very clear. Are we gonna really, really, really sit here and act as if Bret Hart hasn't been having an opinion on everybody and their mama for years? 4 years. We're not gonna sit here to this day. We're not gonna sit here and act as if Bret Hart doesn't come on what, Inside the Ropes and all these podcasts, all these interviews, shitting on some wrestlers, shitting on Gold. And listen, obviously people are gonna be like, oh well, you know, Goldberg ended his career, gave him a concussion, which ended life-threatening career. Okay, I get that, but at some point it's like, and I get it, you know, because at the end of the day, you know, wrestling is Bret Hart's like life. That's his livelihood. That's something that he loves. So it is a situation where it's like, I do feel what he's like, where his pain comes from, and he wishes that his career could have been longer. So, because I know Bret Hart has said that he wanted to wrestle Kurt Angle, maybe Brock Lesnar, you know, those sort of people. So he wished he could have had those moments. But at the end of the day, you know, even it might sound callous to say this, but bro, it is what it is. Like, your faith, this is what was destined to happen. Even though that might sound cheesy, it is what it is. Like at some point, you need to forgive Goldberg. That's what I'm saying. Like, at some point, Bret Hart needs to forgive like all this, like him coming out. It seems like at this point, every 3 to 5 business days, it seems like. It's just like Bret Hart comes out every 3 to 5 business days to shit on Goldberg, to shit on so many wrestlers. We're not going to sit here and act as if Bret Hart post like them, him making up with Shawn Michaels and Triple H and them posts. I'm talking about after 2010. Okay? We're not going to say, and where Bret Hart made it seem as if he was cool with Shawn Michaels again, he didn't come out and talk about, oh, you know, the clique is trash. Well, Scott Hall this and Kevin Nash that, and, you know, Triple H this, and, you know, Shawn Michaels that. We're not going to sit here and act as if Bret Hart hasn't had an opinion on everybody. On everybody. So why is it that Bret Hart can have an opinion on every other wrestler, but yet you have like what, months in the blue moon that one wrestler says that, you know what, hey, I don't think Bret Hart was as great as we thought he was. Now all of a sudden y'all want to be taking up the torches and start wanting to fight. It's like, if y'all gonna have that, y'all gonna have issues with people having opinions on other wrestlers, I'm gonna need y'all to have that same energy towards Bret Hart. And that's just, I have to be honest. I have to be honest. Also, since, yeah, you know, I'm going to be a little bit shady. I'm going to be a little bit shady. And also, yeah, I'll be a little bit shady. As far as, like, Bret Hart doing his time, this is an unbiased thing. Go look up the numbers as what he was drawing as champion. Go look up the numbers. Go look up the numbers, because a lot of people, y'all love to bring up, you know, Kevin Nash, saying that Kevin Nash wasn't drawing as champion. Y'all love to bring up all these other people. Bring up Bret Hart's numbers. That's all I'm going to say, because, you know, I'm going to be a little bit shady. Go bring up those numbers, because let's be very clear. Bret Hart was not drawing as champion like that. And we just, listen, go look up the numbers, because, you know, numbers do not lie. Another thing, speaking on opinions. Are we and that's the part, this is the part that kind of like really pisses me off, as far as like when people like basically go on like a Captain Save a whole dick riding thing with Bret Hart. You have all this, oh, I'm gonna go up for Bret Hart, I'm gonna go for Bret Hart. Isn't Bret Hart the same one who has been coming out for years insulting his dead brother's ex-wife, well, his dead brother's widow? Hasn't Bret Hart been out here insulting Martha Hart for years, until that Dark Side of the Ring episode came out, where she discussed her story, and then her son and daughter was in that documentary, and they finally explained why they want no associations with WWE, why they want no associations with the Hart family. Before that, Bret Hart was shitting on Martha Hart, calling her an airhead, calling her all kinds of things, saying that she needs psychological help. Go look it up. Go look it up. And this is his sister-in-law. There's someone who is married to his brother, and Bret Hart claims to love his brother, but yet you're insulting the mother of his child. As like, well, where we do this at? So I don't know. I feel like we really need to get our priorities straight, as far as like us having opinions, or Bret Hart having opinions on other people, but yet people can't have opinions on Bret Hart, because I think that's whack. Because if Bret Hart can come here and insult anybody and everybody, because let's be very clear, Bret Hart is very callous in what he says about other people, and he doesn't give a damn. But yet when you have someone like a Road Dogg having that, and mind you, it's not even on that same kind of veracity the way Bret Hart be having it on other people. Road Dogg was like, hey, you know what? Respectfully, you know, I get it. I get what fans see in Bret Hart, da-da-da. It's just me personally, I don't see it. I didn't see it. I didn't really think that he was that much of a great wrestler. It could have been shady. Yeah, people can take it as shady, but it's just, he just, that's how he felt. Like, we can't force people to like the type of wrestler that you want. Just like I can't force everybody and anybody to love Stone Cold Steve Austin. If someone were to say, hey, you know what? Like, I literally have a cousin who believes that The Rock is better than Stone Cold Steve Austin. And mind you, I love The Rock. I love The Rock. But as far as, like, the greatest of all time in wrestling, I personally believe it's Stone Cold Steve Austin. My cousin says, you know what? No, it's The Rock. I'm not going to fight with you. If you believe that, then you believe that. It is what it is. And I just feel like we need to have that same courtesy. Also, if y'all not going to check Bret Hart for when he goes on these rants and tangents and these nasty, shady opinions about other people, as well as his sister-in-law who lost her husband, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Anyway, I know y'all not gonna fuck with me after this. It is what it is, but I have to say what's on my mind, because I just felt like a lot of the stuff that was going on online wasn't sitting right in my spirit. Either way, please like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. Do y'all guys agree? Do y'all guys disagree? And tell me what you think. Because, you know what? If y'all disagree, it's fine. Like, if you guys believe that, you know, no, Road Dogg is full of shit, let's have a conversation. Let's talk about it in the comment section. Alright, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.